My interest in politics goes back to 2001. So 2001, 9/11, I was 8 years old. And I remember 9/11 being the day when my life changed from everything prior to that being childish. And then after 9/11, in a day, I was exposed to global warfare, to competing religions, to the fact that it matters who our politicians are. And then Congress came along as something that I recognized largely actually because of someone who I disagree with, but who I think was a trend center, and that's AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez came out of working in a bar, out of serving drinks, and showed that people in the United States are not only welcoming, but energized about Washington outsiders, young Washington outsiders, who come in and say, look, we are supposed to be representing the people, and right now what we see is a bunch of long-time career elitists in Washington. I get DMs on Instagram from people who say, hey man, I am a progressive liberal, but I love what you're doing. You make me proud and you inspire me because you're a young person getting involved in politics and looking to get rid of some of this old stagnant leadership. So these are people who on many policy issues disagree with me, but they say, I would support you just because you're not the status quo Washington insider elitist. At least you're something new that we can workshop, we can work with this. And I agree with that sentiment. So that is the type of energy I see from young people. From older people, most of them say it's really awesome that a young person, a young professional, a veteran is getting involved. There is some of what I would really bring back to elitism, some of very closed off idea that like, you're just not old enough. But to me, my retort to that is, number one, then why is the American law one that sets the age of as young as 25 to be elected to the U.S. House? Number two, we send 17 and 18-year-olds to go defend life and take life in the U.S. military. So they're old enough to do that, but not to drink a beer and not to run for office. Are you kidding me? And number three, in the modern world, we see a lot of big tech leaders, like the founders of YouTube, who started very young and who literally started changing the world in their 20s. Mark Zuckerberg. These people who are young professionals who found more success and more influence than a lot of older individuals who did nothing with their power, nothing with their influence. So I wholeheartedly reject that. And most people, when they hear me put it like that, they come around to being understanding. But there is a segment of people who I would really say are just stuck in their ways, and or they're threatened by the trends of modern culture, and they say, no, we want to hold on to leadership and we'll use anything to categorize you as being invalid, including age, which to me is just, it's silly, but that's really the minority I've seen in a bipartisan way.